guards and killed Jason David Frank.
Wow.
I don't know. He never said why. Oh, he had accused him of being a fraud or something.
A fraud of what? Like...
And when he was caught, he I guess his alias, or how he referred to himself as, "I'm the real Punisher." And that's where this comes back to, you know what I mean? Like, we can't blame these properties for people. They're already nuts.
Like crazy people, like, yeah, taking on those personas or whatever from movies. Like,
yeah, because, like, why would Frank Castle go after...
Jason David Frank? Why would he want to kill the Green Ranger?
Or, like, random security...
Random people, yeah, it's weird.
Or officers. He wasn't, like, Frank Castle, let's not... forget his origins. He was in the military.
Yeah.
He was like an undercover cop or whatever.
Yeah,
and that's why the whole thing happened with his family or whatever.
And everything. Yeah. That's like people blaming what is it, like American Horror Story or whatever, for like people dressing up like clowns.
Yeah.
Like that happened last year or whatever, when, you know, that whole clown thing, when everyone was like being attacked by clowns, or people were scaring them or whatever. That's it's the same thing. It's like, oh, like, it's because of this show or because of these movies or whatever. But I think it's like the same thing. It's kind of dumb.
Or even how the actual professional clowns are mad about it, and they're like petitioning the movie and stuff. And it's like, what are you guys talking about? People have been afraid of clowns. There's been this phobia for years.
Yeah.
The original is from 1991. And even that, like, when he wrote this book for a reason.
People were afraid of clowns.
Yes, because it's that's a thing.
That's why it was a clown, because there's such a fear. People have such a fear of clowns, even people who don't have, like, the colorophobia or whatever it's called.
Yeah. It's still weird.
Yeah, it's still weird. Like, why? Like,
you don't want to see one.
I mean, I'm not like a phobia of clowns or anything. But if I saw one just standing around outside, like, staring at me, I'd be like, that's fucking weird. Like, I'm gonna walk the other way now. I'm not going down that street. You know, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna go home now. You know, I'll just walk the long way.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of absurd for them to kind of blame it or petition it for that.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to, like, free speech and what we're allowed to do. And I feel like, did clowns really have that big of a business or, like, profession in the first place?
I don't know. I know. I never went to a party that had clowns.
I mean, they closed down Barnum and Bailey or whatever already. Like, I feel like the circus is not relevant.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I do. If it really is impacting these people financially, I do feel bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like, what are you gonna? You know what I mean? Like, you can't stop a Hollywood, like, how do you say, like, project like this.
Yeah. That's crazy, though. That's like the whole thing, like, when people were blaming video games and stuff, and for, like, the
that's a classic
Columbine shootings, or the high school shootings and stuff. Like, they were playing Grand Theft Auto
or music.
Yeah, music.
Eminem, Marilyn Manson, like, all those guys are definitely probably still get flack.
Oh yeah, the whole time
for stuff, and it's just like, well, what, like, why are people taking these things literally? You know what I mean? It's it's art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just their expression.
You're not supposed to go watch, like, you're not going to go watch Saving Private Ryan and then go out and then mow a bunch of people down and say, oh, it's because I watched this war movie. That's not, it doesn't make sense.
Tom Hanks did it. No, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like they say in Scream, like, movies don't create psychopaths. It just makes them more creative.
Yeah.
I think, or something like that.
I remember that.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Yeah, there's already crazy people out there. They're just pulling ideas from stuff when they don't have any,
uncreative
psycho killers stealing movie themes, ruining the fun for everyone else.
I'm not ashamed to be a killer. It's not an addiction. It is a choice.
What's my... Oh, I have a big Swan fact. So, I think Don has talked about his original idea, but he never goes into it in the interview. He actually... His idea, or how he imagined it in his head first, there was no voodoo thing going on. It was basically that he wanted it, Chucky to be a projection of Andy, and Andy was the real killer. So Andy was imagining that that Chucky was alive and doing all this stuff. So it was really like him just like having his inner demons, I guess. Kind of on a par with like Dexter or something. Chucky is like his dark passenger, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I thought that'd be really fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
So another big thing that a lot of people out there probably don't realize is Chucky's true name, or at least in the universe, is Charles Lee Ray, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess his name is derived from 3 serial killers or killers in history.
Yeah.
So the first one, of course, is Charles Manson.
Yeah.
The second, so it's Charles Lee, and the second one is Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated JFK.
JFK, yeah.
And then the final one is
James Earl Ray.
Yes. Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty creative for him to do that.
Yeah. Way to go, Don.
Yeah.
Did we say who Ray assassinated?
No, he assassinated Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Terrible stuff. Oh, I have the Legacy of Chucky bit queued up, and it talks about not only the third one, but basically various people that have been involved with the franchise or different actors talking about their looking back on maybe like Chucky before they worked with him or worked on the franchise. So I think that'd be interesting, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, let's check that out.
All right.
Chucky is a horror icon, and people love their icons.
Most people, if they didn't have a doll at one point in their childhood, someone else in their family did.
People always said, oh my God, I was so terrified when I was a kid about Chucky, and I had to put my dolls in the garage.
That doll, I'll tell you what, he's got an attitude. When I was a young girl, I was scared to bejesus.
Every child has gone to sleep and watched the shadows of the room grow long, and that's Chucky. Chucky's looking at you.
I wanted to write something about how marketing affected children. Because my dad worked in marketing and advertising, so as a child I was always exposed to that world.
And what are children, after all, but consumer trainees?
Especially in the 80s, when Cabbage Patch dolls were all the rage, it just seemed a ripe arena for a dark satire.
Close your eyes and count to 7. When you wake, you'll be in heaven. Chucky hits a nerve in us that only a maniacal toy killer could hit.
Chucky's kind of like the guy, I like to kill people. What's wrong with that? He never stops to say, am I morally right or am I morally wrong?
Why do you kill? Well, it's a hobby, really. It helps us relax.
Not since Talking Tina in Twilight Zone did we have this doll, like every child's worst nightmare, come to life and want to kill you, even though you were a child.
He's able to do it in such a way that he can fit any time and any kind of style of horror films. If it's funny, he can go there. If it's just scary, he can go there. The doll can go anywhere and be anything.
So many great actors have been involved in Chucky.
Child's Play 2, we had Grace Zabriskie.
Amazing, isn't it?
When we worked with her, this was in 1989, Twin Peaks hadn't started airing yet.
I thought John Ritter's performance was really great.
You can't keep us from seeing each other. I'm the chief of police, Sport. I can do whatever I want.
I had actually written a part for him in Child's Play 3 that we had to cut from the script. So when I did Bride of Chucky, I wrote that for him. John Waters, of course, is another big one. One of his big dreams was to be killed by Chucky, so I can accommodate that.
I loved the scene with John Waters.
Pete Peters, Celebrities Revealed. Jennifer, what did you see?
Look, I'm not going to draw you a picture, okay?
What were you doing when you saw the body?
No comment.
Jennifer, how old are you really?
Just to be in a movie, in a Chucky movie with John Waters screaming verbal abuse at you, it's like every actress's dream.
Paparazzi scumbag.
Some of the actors that have worked in this movie, like Katherine Heigl, for example, they were sort of discovered when they did the movie.
You were nice enough to cook for him. The least he could do was wash the dish.
What are you doing?
She was 19 years old when she did that. It was very obvious to us that she was extremely talented and was going to go places.
You know who I thought was amazing was Alex Vincent. I'm still floored watching this performance. I mean, I think he was like pitch perfect.
I think everyone has probably had a daydream or a fantasy of that's all coming to life, and I think that's why it can still continue to have an impact on people 5, 6, 7, 8 movies down the line.
Where they all lived happily ever after.
No, they don't.
Well, they do for now. We'll finish it tomorrow night.
My favorite killing was with John Ritter, where all the nails fly at his head and he looks just like Pinhead in the Clive Barker movies. That was sort of an homage. Now!
I think it was number 3, the guy that runs the company, and he's in his office. The way Chucky just took his time, that was like a long, minute and a half scene of torture.
Just like the good old days.
I love in Bride of Chucky where Tiffany is in the bathtub and then Chucky comes in and he throws the television set in the water.
I love the imagery of the bubbles. That just struck me as a uniquely surreal and creepy image. And Jennifer Tilly was the perfect victim because she just seems like someone who would be destined to die in her bubble bath.
There's a lot of great moments from all of the Chucky movies, but the one that literally made me laugh out loud that I had to rewind like 3 times was in Bride of Chucky when Chucky and Tiffany are consummating their love for one another.
Wait, what?
Have you got a rubber?
Have I got a rubber?
Yeah.
Tiff,
What?
look at me. I'm all rubber.
It was just so balls out there on Brad Dourif's delivery of the line that it literally tickled me pink.
So we improvised that. And then, of course, you have unprotected sex and then you have unplanned pregnancies. So this is a bit of a morality story in that, too. Chucky legacy has been going on for years. I think it's over 20 years now.
He just doesn't die. I mean, what are you going to do? I think that's what's so scary about Chucky is you just can't kill him.
I don't think people have had enough of Freddy Krueger. I don't think people have had enough of Leatherface, of a lot of these things. We need our monsters.
I can't think of a thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
That was a cool, Chucky retrospective.
Yeah, that was very cool.
I think we're just about headed out.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about anything before we get out of here, man? Anything on your mind?
Let's see.
Now's the time.
Ooh,
I do. I know we're in October and we're still doing the Logan thing. But do you think we should do I know what you did last summer, but just do it like a private event for our friends and just go watch it?
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and then we won't have to worry about like having the rights and stuff and going big through that big. But yeah, I'd be down to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just have like a kind of like a party.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And watch it. So yeah, if you're listening